0, 1. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
Bye, crypto bro.
What's going on, crypto world? It's that guy again, Ball Deep Crypto, coming at you with another Velo piece. Told you I was going to get after it. Hope you guys are all having a good weekend. We're going to start this off with saying Ball Deep Crypto is not a financial advisor. He's just a guy talking to his computer. What you do with your money is your decision. I'm just talking about what I'm into and what I'm doing. Make your own choices. With that being said, let's get into it. Got a little post here from Chart Nerd. Shout out to him. He's talking about all-in-one platform integrating Evolve, Velo, and Lightnet. As you can see here, Velo's official post talking about it's an all-in-one platform integrating Evolve, Velo, and Lightnet to transform RWAs. Again, what have we been talking about almost every video? Real-world assets, Stellar, tokenization, Sorabon, Protocol 23. The proof is in the pudding, people. Don't worry, we're going to get into a little bit of all this after we go through these slides. We'll dig a little deeper into it all. Now, as you can see here, for you Velo fans from AA, shout out to Stellar Dude, the dude abides. This just dropped today. Talking about, obviously, Velo Protocol to power Lightnet's cross-border settlement engine by Q4 of 2025. Talking about how the strategic moves positions Lightnet to become Asia's first blockchain-native settlement bank, offering 24/7 currency exchange services built on Web3 infrastructure rather than legacy systems like SWIFT. So this is a big deal. Transform traditional cross-border banking in Southeast Asia, enabling settlements in seconds rather than days, and substantially reducing costs. Now we go over here. Another shout out to Chart Nerd. If you're not following him, follow him. This guy, this chap from Britain, I believe, Beans and Toast. He'd be putting that shit down. Shout out to him. Man's been doing it. He also does some good charts, obviously. A lot better at this than me. I'm just digging on what he's fucking diving into. That's all, bruh. All right, we're talking about Ant Digital Technologies is a subsidiary of Ant Group International. David Dye is Jovay's CEO and also the head of RWA Solutions with Ant Digital Technologies. It's evident that all this is a full loop circle where Velo and Lightnet sit at the head of the operation. I agree. Everybody in this little circle, I believe, is going to be fully integrated and using each other. This is huge news, as we'll get into when we go into the deep dive here to give you a little bit of the breakdown of it. Obviously, you've got the co-founder and vice chairman of Lightnet in this picture. You've got the CEO of Jovay. You've got the global head of RWA Solutions at Ant Digital Technologies. You've got the chairman of Lightnet, the founding partner of CMAG Funds and owner of Fortune. You've also got the founder and executive chairman, Mile Green and Evolve. Come on, people. There's some players in here. Amber Premium, on and on and on. It says down here, obviously, Ant International's collaboration with HSBC on tokenized deposits expands a long-standing partnership since 2020. In October of 2024, Ant International and HSBC also completed a successful HKD-denominated cross-bank experiment under the Hong Kong Monetary Authority's Assemble Sandbox. That's a sandbox they're involved in with HSBC. That's a large bank. There's lots of things going on here with Tide Digital, with Velo, with Southeast Asia. And another thing, obviously, which was announced back about, obviously, Velo is going to be tokenizing and doing the bank and the gold, the bullion bank, and the Laos bullion bank. Pitched the idea of a local gold ecosystem back in 2020. Since then, the successful launch of Laos bullion bank was confirmed in late 2024. The country is estimated to have more than 1,000 tons of gold underneath, worth $100 billion. As you can see here, 6-month track, the Laos Bullion Bank amassed 500 kgs and 600 kgs of gold from private households, once it's refined, which it has capacity of up to 150 tons a year, is completed in end June. The bank anticipates onboarding gold miners. Said that the full operation for the refinery will officially begin in November, so it is coming, people. Tokenization, assets, Southeast Asia, Velo, Lightnet, Evolve, Laos Bullion Bank, Stellar, Sorabon, Protocol 23, XLM. People, do you not see? Stellar is the plumbing of all of this. Velo, huge things. As we know, one of their advisors is who? Jeb McCaleb. Also Mazariz, who is the CTO and the technical guy who runs all of it for Stellar at the current moment. Also the head of that department at Stanford. Come on now, computer sciences. Now, Velo also signed an MOU with both Solana, and PTL Holdings back in late 2024. Safe to say that Velo plays a vital role in the golden ticket for fiscal stability in Laos, which aims to become an Asian trading hub for gold by 2030. This is it, people. They're telling you what they are doing. Obviously, the golden ticket, they're saying here, is primarily family-owned investment holding company, PTL, which owns 75% share belonging of the Laos Bullion Bank, is 25% owned by the government and 75% by the family. Now, that is huge. Laos aims to become an Asian trading hub, as it says here. We just went over all that. We named the key players. We named who's what, how they're doing it. Let's dig a little deeper. Okay, as you can see here, we've got Evolve, Lightnet, and Velo. Now, the connection between Evolve, which is a multi-chain RWA tokenization platform focused on green energy, EVs, real estate, and private credit. You've got Lightnet, which is a Singapore-based fintech for low-cost cross-border settlements, and Velo Protocol, which is Stellar-backed Web3 finance layer for payments and asset management. What a beautiful connection. What a beautiful triangle. Centers on their September 2025 collaboration to launch the Orbit Plus Super App. This is an all-in-one platform, integrates Evolve's tokenization, Lightnet's licensed payment rails, and Velo's PayFi execution layer to enable seamless RWA trading and stablecoin issuance, DeFi yields, and 24/7 settlements across Southeast Asia, ASEAN, and Belt and Road markets. Now, recent additions included Evolve's launch of the EVPC, a private credit yield coin, and EVMA, the multi-asset RWA platform, on Jovay, which we're going to talk about later, L2, plus a JV with OpenEden, which we have a video on OpenEden already. Go back in the library, take a look, for a treasury as a service. Now, Velo, running on Stellar since 2021, Interstellar Partnership uses this to supercharge its Velo stablecoins with RWA backing. It all runs on Stellar, people. How it benefits Velo, of course. Evolve's tokenized assets, EV charging networks, solar farms provide yield backstops for Velo stablecoins, boosting the Velo utility and reducing volatility while enabling real-time PayFi conversions between RWAs, fiat, and crypto. You'd love to hear that. Now, the scalable cross-border expansion. Lightnet's infrastructure handles high-volume settlements, including banks like UOP and the CP Group, which we know the CP Group. We got them in a video as well. Check it out. Amplifying, the royal we, of course. Amplifying Velo's reach in high-inflation SEA markets for remittances and enterprise payments, cutting costs by 50 to 70% versus traditional rails. Coming for you, traditional. You're charging too much. You're taking too much money out of my flipping pocket, bruh. The ecosystem flywheel and adoption. The super apps, white label tools, and Chainlink oracles drive developer composability on Velo's network, accelerating DeFi and TradeFi bridges, and positioning Velo as an RWA gateway. There we go. Now, obviously, who does this benefit? It's always the SDF. They're always invested. And you've got Interstellar and Anchors. Obviously, Velo's integration partner sees renewed volume for SEA payments. Anchors like those for USDC on Stellar benefit from stablecoin flows and Orbit Plus. Now, you've also got Sorbonne devs who get RWA composability boosts. Wallets like Vibrant integrate easier for PayFi dApps, while validators earn from transaction fees. And also, every time that Stellars or XLMs use, burn baby burn, deflationary. Now, users and enterprises, obviously you've got remittance users, 250 million in Southeast Asia, accessing low-fee RWAs. Firms like AI data labelers or EV operators leverage tokenized yield and settlements. That's a monetary value, you know what I mean? And we were looking down here. It's got the usual, you know, what does it bring? It brings TVL was 3.6 million for Velo, but Orbit Plus could inject 50 to 100 million in initial RWA TVL via Evolve's pilots. Shoo, 50 million with the Mile Green backing, which we saw them in that picture, people. Now the transaction volume may double to 35,000 or 3,500 plus with Lightnet scale, generating 5,000 to 10,000 monthly fees, and Velo's market cap hit 100 million in Q2, ending with 2025 targets of 300 to 500 million. Would that be a 37 per share price? Woo, take that right now. It's a what, penny and a half from RWA hype, correlating to 20 to 30% year-to-date gains post-announcement. Obviously, Velo contributes 5 to 10% of Stellar's 3.4 billion quarter one RWA volume. This partnership could add 200 to 500 million annually in cross-border flows. Beautiful. Leveraging Lightnet's 1 billion plus process and burning XLM fees. Burn, baby, burn. And lifting ecosystem TVL beyond 1 billion. Ooh, I would love to see that. Let's go. Agua, baby. Agua. Blend. Yes, sir. Now, broader upside captures 5 to 10% of Southeast Asia's 100 billion plus RWA market by 2030, funneling 5 billion plus liquidity via Stellar rails, with XLM eyeing 50 cent plus on sustained adoption. Now, the overall impact would be Amber Group's 1.275 billion AUM spillover and CMAG's 50 million EV investment signal institutional inflows with cost savings that they could reinvest into ecosystem growth, positioning Velo and Stellar for a $10 trillion global RWA convergence. This trio turns RWAs into mainstream PayFi. Woo! People, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Now let's talk about the Laos Bullion Bank and Velo. Obviously, the Laos Bullion Bank is Southeast Asia's first dedicated bullion bank, launched in 2024 by the Laos Ministry of Finance in partnership with the PTL Holdings Company, which we just talked about, with the PTLH holding 75 and the government holding 25. It connects to the Velo through the January 2024 MOU between Via Protocol and PTLH. With 60 million initial capital, LBB aims to standardize Laos's gold market, refine 100 to 150 tons annually, targeting LBMA compliance, and offer services like gold deposits with 2% interest, a minimum of 1 gram, loans, and savings amid 25% plus inflation and KIP depreciation. Velo integrates via its digital gold initiative, tokenizing LBB-backed physical gold reserves into Pacific Lightnet Gold. Lightnet. You guys see how this all connects? Tokens? Beautiful. Now, it's built on Solana? Nah. For PLG trading with Velo as a clearinghouse, but leveraging Velo's Stellar-based PayFi rails for settlements. So it's built on Solana? Nah. But it leverages Velo for Stellar PayFi rails to settle. You hear that? They're gonna settle through Stellar, Sorabon, Velo. Woo! Liquidity and fiat conversions via Lightnet. Love this. By October 2025, LBB has amassed 600 kilograms from households, onboarding miners from November, full operations, tapping Laos's 1,000 tonnage underground reserves and 10 billion household holdings. Obviously, it benefits Velo with the RWA expansion and collateral utility. PLG tokenizes LBB Gold for 24/7 trading, low fee, liquidity, and physical redemption using Velo as a collateral for risk management and novation, reducing counterparty risk while locking tokens. 1 million pilot locked 7.94 million Velo. This positions Velo as SEA's gold PayFi hub, slashing 90% of transaction fees versus traditional rails. There's the incentive, people. Now, adoption and network growth. The PTLH and the LBB access unlocks Laos's 50 billion plus microfinance SME market, scaling Velo's Orbit app. It already has 1 million plus users for gold-backed microloans and yields with QR interoperability, prompt pay, and LAPnet, boosting cross-border flows to Thailand and Vietnam. people, rails, plumbing, connectivity, interoperability. Again, this is the theme. This seems to be the next step, the new step that's happening. This is what they want. This is what Stellar wants. This is what Velo wants. What are we talking about? Latin America, Asia, Africa. We're getting to Africa. Don't worry, we're coming. We're coming for that. Now, obviously, the credibility flywheel ties to regulated entities, Bank of Laos audits, Visa Securitize integrations. Securitize, we know they're with. Attract institutions, enhancing Velo's deflationary mechanics via fee burns and staking. Now, obviously, again, the Stellar Development Foundation, they always benefit. Shout out to them. You've got Velo Labs and Anchors, now direct volume for Stellar-based stablecoin. The USDV, which we obviously know is the Velo. And payments, anchors like those for USDL and Paxios. See gold fiat conversions. We talked about Paxios and the USDL in a previous video with their connection to Latin America and Asia. It's in the videos. Go check them out. They're there. Not that many people have watched. Shout out to the ones that have. Appreciate you. Now, developers and wallets, obviously, we've got Sorbonne devs, build gold, DeFi, composables, wallets, Vibrant, integrate PLG redemptions while validators earn XLM fees from settlements. Now, users and enterprises, SEA remitters, a $396 billion market, access inflation-hedged gold firms, the CP Group with via PTLH, leveraged tokenized collateral for loans with 2,000 plus LBB accounts, signaling early traction. People, this is looking nice. It don't make dollars. It don't make sense. That's why we're here, right? So obviously, what does the monetary value bring? For Velo, the PLG pivot at 5 million TVL, we'll take that, scaling to 50 million plus by 2026. Woo, that's a big jump. Let's go. Locking 8 million Velo initially. LBB's 600 kg H1 2025 goal of 48 million funnels into tokenized assets, potentially adding 100 to 200 million annual volume via refinery. Obviously, with the tonnage of the gold, the gross value. Now, Velo's market cap hit 100 million quarter 2 2025 with post LBB hype targeting 300 to 500 million from a 20 to 30% year-to-date gains. Microloans could lock billions in Velo against SEA's $300 billion SME space. Now, obviously, the Stellar, Velo routes 5 to 10% of Stellar's 3.4 quarter growth. It adds 200 to 500 million yearly in gold settlements via Stellar Rails, which would burn 20K to 50K XLM fees annually and lifting TVL to 1 billion plus. Let's go. Broader captures 5% of Laos, SEA's 100 billion plus gold market by 2030. That sounds nice. Injecting 5 billion plus in liquidity. Oh, come on, don't tease me. XLM eyes a 50 cent plus on adoption with cost savings of 15 to 25% reinvested into DApps. Now, the overall impact would be LBB's $10 billion household goal plus 100 billion reserves, signal 1 billion plus tokenized inflows. With BRICS gold narrative amplifies, turning Laos into Asia's hub by 2030. Velo, Stellar, Lightnet, LBB, the PLG group. Let's talk about who else was in that picture. The Ant International, Jovay, and Velo. Now, obviously, there was a lot of big players in that group, as we just discussed, and these is probably the biggest of them all. This is one of the biggest. Ant International is the global arm of Ant Group. Now we're going to talk about CP Group, too. They're huge. But they're affiliated with who? Alibaba. Everybody knows who Alibaba is. Focusing on cross-border payments, digital wallets, and blockchain solutions. In 2024, it spun off to Ant Digital Technologies, obviously, which is who involved here, which launched Jovay in early 2025 as a high-performance Layer 2 blockchain optimized for real-world asset tokenization. People, they're tokenizing everything in the world. It's happening now. You're here. Thank you for being here, but you are early. You are seeing this. It's your own money. Do what you want to do, but come on. I mean, you know Ball Deep's doing. Now, Jovay supports up to 100,000 transactions per second with sub 100 ms latency, emphasizing compliance, security, and institutional grade use cases like tokenizing energy assets, real estate, and bonds. And we know that the real estate, what was it, $478.7 trillion industry. Come on now. Now, Velo Protocol, obviously, you already know about them, is a blockchain-based financial protocol for issuing digital credit and endless bordering asset transfers, primarily built on the Stellar network. Velo merged with Interstellar, Stellar co-founder Jed McCaleb's firm, in 2021 in a 9-figure deal, making it a key player in Stellar's ecosystem for cross-border payments and remittances, especially in Southeast Asia. Velo, as we've talked about in other videos, and also this, is backed by Thailand's CP Group and integrates with partners like Lightnet for real-time settlements. God, those are huge players. That's Velo people. The connection stems from a multi-party partnership announced in August of 2025 involving Jovay via Ant Digital, the Lightnet Group, Velo's core partner, Evolve, which we just talked about, an RWA tokenization platform, the Amber Group, the CMAG funds, and Mile Green. All those people were in that photo. This collaboration launches a multi-asset RWA platform leveraging Velo's Stellar infrastructure for tokenization, settlement, and payment. Stellar, XLM. Velo, good people. It builds on Velo's existing ties to Evolve and Lightnet for PayFi, payment finance, and RWA initiatives, including Orbit Plus, a super app which we just talked about. How it benefits Stellar, because that's what we care about. That's what we talk about. We drink the freaking Kool-Aid. That's who the flip we are. We're homers. We're not going to apologize for it. I'm not going to apologize for it. That's who I am, you know. I got to be me. You got to be you. It's just the way it is. I can't apologize for things that I can't control. I'm myself unapologetically. Okay, obviously, you know what Stellar is. Now, how it benefits would be RWA expansion. Javay's L2 handles high-volume tokenization, energy, and EV assets, but settles on Stellar via Velo for cross-border efficiency. The plumbing, people. Plumbing. We're the plumbing brothers and plumbing's our game. Come on now. This positions Stellar as a compliant, scalable backbone for institutional RWAs, attracting more anchors, which are issuers, and reducing reliance on slower chains like Ethereum. Trash. Network growth. Increased transaction velocity from Southeast Asia, the Pacific remittances, and RWA trades boosts Stellar's total value locked, the TVL, and daily active users. Velo's hybrid model, Stellar for settlement and multi-chain bridges, enhances interoperability, drawing in global partners like Alibaba, linked Etnies. Now, the regulatory edge, Ant's compliance with Focus, this MiCA-aligned stablecoins, aligns with Stellar's strengths and tokenized securities and aid distribution, accelerating adoption in regulated markets. Overall, people, it rewires a global finance by bridging TradeFi, Ant's payment rails, with DeFi, making Stellar more attractive for enterprise use. Can it get any more attractive? Come on now. I'm almost down on my knee to Stellar. Begging and plead, take this ring. Now, who else? Obviously, because we give a rip about who benefits in the Stellar. I do, at least. You've got Velo and Interstellar, obviously direct beneficiaries as the integration layer. They handle RWA settlements, Sorabon, earning fees, and boosting Velo utility as collateral for USDV stablecoin, which is Velo's. You've got the Lightnet Group, obviously Velo's payment arm, gains from Ant's cross-border quarters, expanding into tokenized energy and EV assets. Tokenize it. Let's go. Evolve and partners, which we talked about earlier with UPower and Mile Green. They use Stellar for tokenizing billions in green assets, EV batteries, solar farms, with Velo enabling seamless ASEAN settlements. Obviously, the Stellar Development Foundation, always indirectly via high network usage, supports developer tools like Sorabon for smart contracts. Shout out to Sorabon, Protocol 23, Protocol 24, let's go. Now, broader ecosystem with anchors and developers. Projects like Open Eden, which we have a video on. Again, do yourself a service and watch it. It's boring as hell, just like this is, like they all are. But man, they're telling you, if you're listening to this, I'm telling you what they're telling you, what nobody wants to really look at, I guess, or most people just want to ignore. But here it is. It's right in front of your face. If you just close your eyes and open your ears and listen. Now, it's Asia's largest RWA issuer, and Laos' digital gold clearing benefit from Velo's bridges, fostering more tokenized payroll and trade finance apps. Let's look at the monetary value. We can kind of look at it here, obviously. Now, this partnership unlocks substantial economic value through RWA tokenization, which we talked about, estimated at 8 to 17 billion plus in initial asset pipelines. Woo! 8 to 17 billion, people. Obviously, you've got tokenized assets, 8.4. Tokenization fees, Fractional ownership sales on Stellar, increasing Velo staking rewards and ongoing yields from RWAs settled in XLM and USDC. You've got 17 billion in annual corridor and 100K plus TPS on Jovay. You've got Velo fees from remittances and PayFi, Stellar network fees scaled to millions in micro payments. Velo burns the deflation from usage, potentially lifting token price 2 to 5x just from the burns. You've got the ecosystem TVL staking 500 million to $1 billion in TVL influx. Oh, I'd love to see that. Would love to see that. Agua, Build, etc. Velo as a collateral for USDV, obviously stablecoin, pegged to $1, backed by RWAs. Its partnership with BlackRock's Buttle, of course, or BlackRock, they're everywhere, and Paxio's USDL add liquidity pools, long-term staking, 6 to 12 months for 15% plus people and rewards, retaining capital. Let your money make you money. Now, partnership revenue was 50 to 100 million in joint ventures. Obviously, equity in Evolve's platform valued at 1 billion pre-IPO via Ashita Group. Revenue shares from Orbit Plus app, 1 to 3% on tokenized trades and global expansion. 5 million Lightnet investment from AI and RWA. In summary, it drives 1 to 2 billion in near-term monetary uplift for Velo and Stellar via fees, TVL, and token appreciation, with exponential growth as RWAs hit mainstream, projected to be a $10 trillion market by 2030. This cements Stellar's role in Asia's Web3 finance hub with Velo as the velocity engine, people. I'm just saying, it's dangerous to have a race car in red. That's all I'm going to say. Now, obviously, we want to talk about the PTL Holdings and Velo. We talked about them. Obviously, the PTL Holding Group, just kind of give you an overview who they are, and we'll end it on that. Is a leading Laotian conglomerate specializing in commodities trading, logistics, oil and gas, and financial services through its banking affiliate. The PTLH signed a Memorandum of Understanding, the MOU, with the Velo Web3 ecosystem, including Velo Labs, to accelerate Laos's digital economy transformation, integrating Velo's blockchain-based payment and settlement solutions with PTLH's industrial infrastructure. They are going to tokenize everything. This is the way that people, the governments are going. They're moving in silence. It's happening. Look, it's happening. Not financial advice. Now, this partnership has since deepened into the digital gold initiative launched via the Laos Bullion Bank, which we talked about, obviously. It focuses on tokening Laos's 5 million ounces of gold reserves for the Pacific Lightnet Gold Token, a blockchain-backed RWA representing physical gold. Velo protocol built on Stellar for digital credit issuances and borderless transfers, powers the liquidity and settlement layer, enabling 24/7 trading, fiat conversions, and redemptions. Now, key collaborators, we talked about the Lightnet group for fiat rails. Solana, nah. High-speed transaction, dude, Stellar does that. Get the fuck out of here, bruh. It's just going to run on Stellar. I don't even care. Even if it runs to Solana, who settles it? Like they said earlier, Stellar, Sorbonne. The Pacific Bullion Import-Export, the gold custody. Now, the initiative supports Laos's goal to become Asia's gold trading hub by 2030. And we know what's going on with gold right now. Gold, silver, even copper, people. You know, like I said, I'm a silver way more than I'm a gold person. I believe that the more meat on the bone. But any asset is a good asset as long as it's metal, in my opinion. Stabilizing the Lao KIP amid 1.8 billion foreign reserves and promoting de-dollarization. Now, as of October 2025, the Bullion Group has over 2,000 accounts, adding 10 daily, with the PLG infrastructure nearing full launch. So it hasn't launched yet, people. There's still time. You're still early. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being here. Time is money, and you chose to spend it here. Hopefully you got some value out of it. This is a long mother effer. It is. But, man, there's so many different things. Shout out to, Chart Nerd. Shout out to DA. Shout out to anybody who's out here talking about Velo. I mean, I love Velo. The only thing I'm thinking when I'm reading all this is I need to find a way to sell plasma, sell something, as I'm broke as hell. If any of you want to throw ball deep some Velo, I'll put my wallet in there, throw it at me because I'm broke as hell, but I'm gonna buy as much as I can. Oh shit. I just, it's being real. I'm broke. What can I say? Shout out to my work people. I'm out there grinding at $20 an hour. It's a sad reality, but I'm out here to hopefully help people who got money, who want to maybe decide what they want to do with their money, and obviously they can make their own choices. But this is just to give them information to hopefully let them make a more informed decision. So hopefully all of you make it to the top. That's it for today. I hope each and every one of you have a good day. And like I always say, chase a check, never chase a bit.
Bye, crypto bro.